Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us. Either you're watching from the Masterclass channel or Ask Love Coach. Some of you might be seeing this on Facebook, TikTok, I'm not sure what channel, or the podcast portal platform. Today's topic is about vetting, but before we dive right in, I would like to ask you to please follow us, join us, subscribe wherever you're seeing this. I appreciate your time. This is going to be really quick. It's about vetting. So last time, the first episode, we spoke about single season, how you walk through your single season. The big part of your single season is to heal from your emotional wounds. So while you're doing that, you don't want to choose a partner that will not come and add to the amazing work you're doing for yourself. But you want a partner that is equally yoked, a partner who has done some work on themselves, they are working on their wholeness, a partner that you do life with in a very fulfilling, happy way. So this channel, we're not just looking for people to say I've been married for 100 years, but we're looking for people to say it's been a healthy relationship and a healthy marriage. We will be exposing a lot of things that people would not normally think about. Oftentimes, it may not even cross your mind that you're supposed to vet somebody. A lot of us are with partners that chose us. We didn't partake in the selection process, either because we have never been single since being an adult, we are scared of being alone, or we are just so we want to prove a point to people who didn't think we would be chosen. But for some reason, we're so grateful that we don't mind staying in a toxic environment, no matter what. I am here to expose and introduce information to you, strategies, tips, clarity, understanding for you to apply in your day-to-day lives. It will be so unfair that you're so busy working on your mental health, on becoming the best version of yourself, and you're going to bring someone that will break you, somebody that would destroy you just by virtue of being in a relationship with them. You want someone that will add to your peace, not someone that will come and complete your peace, because your peace lies within. So vetting process is a must consider. You must consider vetting a partner, whether you want to be a wife or a husband. At the vetting stage, your goal is not to take on a project. Your goal is not to be the healer. Your goal is not to be the therapist or the counselor. But your goal is to observe and choose the person that will not only choose you, but someone you are happy to choose as well. So vetting pretty much means you just investigating to see whether something is good or bad for you. That's what vetting is all about. Before you take on any job or go to a certain city or relocate or something, oftentimes you just do some research, you do some digging, investigation to know whether you should even consider to move, take the job, or make the decision that you're looking to make. But whenever it came to a marriage and relationship, oftentimes we just lose our sense of process, of due diligence. So some of the things to consider when you're vetting, please understand that vetting is just not like a day's job, like somebody asking you to come for a coffee, dinner, whatever date you people are having, and you're able to know. No, you're able to observe and learn about someone over time, over a period of time. So it's really important for you to take your time to understand whether you have shared values and shared goals. You want to understand the character of the person you want to align your life with. There's a difference between personality and character. So personality is more like your it's more like what do you call it? It's not your authentic self. It's the character you put on and take off whenever you want to. So it's more like a mask. Or character is something that is embedded at your core, like it's in your soul. That's who you are as a person. And compatibility is the last thing you want to also check when you're vetting, because oftentimes people will say love is not enough, but what they actually mean is that I slept with this woman, this guy, and I fell in love with them. I'm in love with them. The love you're talking about is pretty much the chemical that is just going through your body just by virtue of sleeping with someone. Like I said and always say, that sex is spiritual. Remember, your body is the vessel where your soul, your spirit residing. So, oftentimes, because people are lazy to date or they don't want to date, whoever that chooses them or whoever they happen to mingle with on a deep level, like having sexual intercourse with, they automatically give the person some title and responsibilities that they haven't demonstrated to them. And maybe whatever transpired or happened in the process of them just being together, despite not being compatible, they're counting number of years or period of time they spent with this person. So the more they do this, it's more like a pattern, and now their brain is wired to understand that this is how relationship works. No, that's not how it works. Did you vet? What did you do? What steps did you take for you to decide that this is the one? Or was it just a one night stand that turned into 2 years and 3 years? Sometimes you don't need to vet, but very few people can attest to us or to that. Without them vetting, they still made a good choice. Like they picked the right one. But since we don't all have that luck, we can't take this lightly. We shouldn't consider just walking into marriage or relationship blindly, because if you make a wrong choice, it has a huge impact. It can have a huge impact on you. Some of the impacts could be, either you stay in the marriage miserable or stay in the relationship miserable, devastated, unfulfilled, or you break up. But it becomes even worse. Like the next layer up is if children are involved. Think of how it's going to impact or affect those people, those kids' lives. So not only the decision you have made would impact in your life, but the generations after you. So shared values and goals. Pretty much we're just talking about similarities. It doesn't have to be exact, but as close as possible. But what I do know when it comes to relationship is that opposite does not attract. So when it comes to shared goals and values, it's important for you to understand clearly different aspects of your lives, what your core values are, what your goal is when it comes to marriage. What are you looking to achieve in life as a person and as a unit? What goal are you setting for your future house, family, yourself? So you'll be looking at different areas: family, finance, career, spirituality, lifestyles, and other preferences. It's very important for you to align yourself with someone who shares similar value system, belief system, goals in terms of family. So, for example, let me say family, somebody who, let's say you want to have children and you meet someone who is not interested in having kids. Do you think your values align? I don't think so. Or you meet someone, you into working hard, you have a very good work ethic or business or money sense or financial intelligence. You just love to make money because for you it's important for you to have, if possible, excess money, not just money living day paycheck to paycheck, but you believe in savings. And you meet someone who has a different understanding of savings, like life is not guaranteed. I don't know if I'm going to be here or how long I'm going to be here, so I don't believe in savings. So when I make money, I spend 80% on the spot. The remaining 20%, I use it to pay my immediate bills, and that's it. They don't believe in savings. Do you still think you have shared values? No. Or you have someone who does not believe in higher powers, no form of religious or spiritual sense. Like, I'm just I'm the kind of late guy or female who just get on with the flow. I'm here. I don't have spiritual side. I just, yeah, that's it. And you are big on spirituality. So pretty much it does not mean that if I'm spiritual, you're spiritual, that means we would align. It has to be something that gives you peace and joy, something that you're happy and you're okay with. You can't say you're okay with it today, by tomorrow you can't. It's like, no, I just can't. No, I can't. No, you must know what you're accepting and what you can accept. You have to make sure that every key aspect of your life is aligning with the person that you want to add or join your life with. When you have that close, similar values, beliefs, and goals, it's easy for you to work and build a solid foundation for your relationship. And when your relationship is built on a solid foundation, you have a chance to have a good, fulfilling, lasting, loving, love-filled marriage or relationship. I understand not everybody wants to be married, but some people may not want to be married, but they believe or would desire to have long-lasting marriage, a relationship. Like I said, there's a huge difference between character and personality. Oftentimes, personality is more like a persona people put on, and it's just like an artist that when they are performing, it's like some spirits just possess them. But when you meet them when they're not performing, you see they are shy, and you're like, no, you're a beast on the stage. This is different person. That's what character does. Is to charm you, lure you into a relationship. Then when the mask falls off, a narcissist is usually my example when it comes to differentiating these two, words. A character is, will be exhibited because that's what the person is. That's who you are at your core. Come rain, come shine. This is who you are. Personality is always like they have an agenda to their behavior. So it's really important for you to understand that it can take a bit of time for you to differentiate the two because people pretend. But if you are really interested in someone and you spend well enough time with them, you're able to truly see the difference quicker. Somebody who is good will not only be good to you because they have sex with you. You will see them, they are good to everybody around them. Somebody who is a great communicator will be also a good communicator, not just with you, but with other people. So those consistent behavior is what you should be looking at. That's what you should be interested in. And most likely, because I want to really hammer on the communication and emotional intelligence part of it, because oftentimes people will say things like communication is the pillar of every relationship. That is so true, but as well as the emotional intelligence. I have spoken about this before. I worked with a client who apparently the husband was cheating in the relationship and they came for coaching. He cooperated the entire time, had this, this front of, I'm so sorry, I hurt my wife, I really want to rebuild this relationship. Oh my goodness, he was so proactive with everything. I mean, everything. Whenever he walked out of the door, he's calling his wife, like, sweetheart, I'm leaving now. I got to work. He was so transparent the entire time. He would even do video calls, reassure his wife about what he was doing. It was so genuine. But he did this for 2 years. And he went back. He fell right back into what caused the problem to begin with. Like he was a chronic humanizer. The wife found out he has a burner phone. He left the phone at work. He will use the phone, do his dirt, come back and act innocent. He turned up to all the coaching sections. He even booked extra classes, sessions for him and his wife. The wife canceled at some point, and I actually told them, at this point, I trust you people know what you're doing and you're gonna do well because your husband is repentant, and he seemed to have realized his mistake, and he's really putting the best foot forward, very proactive, always asking for his wife's forgiveness. He would just cry to his he showed vulnerability the entire time. Great communicator. Looking back now, I can say he's a different kind of narcissist. I think his type hasn't been identified yet. He was a great actor the entire time. So that's why for me, there are people who are actually great communicators. I will give them A stars. But whereby you are communicating with someone who lacks emotional intelligence, then your communication is almost as good as not even there. Somebody who has emotional intelligence is someone who is self-aware, somebody who is empathic, who has empathy, somebody who is able to, express themselves openly, honestly, somebody who is present, who is supportive, somebody who possesses, the ability of integrity, somebody who is able to see things from your viewpoint. If your wife is saying your behavior hurts them, you're not going to just carry on with the behavior just because you feel the way you feel, because you're just a selfish person. So communication is one aspect, but emotional intelligence is another huge aspect for the communication to marry each other and actually work effectively. Trust and respect is key, but again, like I said, these are just examples, but you are able to figure out the kind of characteristics you want to see in a partner, whatever that looks like. One of the best ways for you to figure and find this out for yourself will be for you to, let's say you've had previous romantic relationships. I'm sure there were certain characters of this person that you liked. If you can find a language to those characters or those behaviors that you truly like, and you can write as many as possible. Let's say you have never been in a relationship, but you still want to figure out what kind of characters you would like to have in a partner. You have relationships somehow with your family members, with friends, platonic friends, friendship, let's say from school. There might be somebody or some group of people that you like. What do you like about them? What is about them that you like? Or let's say you don't even want to focus on the ones you like. The people you don't like, what about them don't you like? What would you have liked for them to have for you to consider them likable? These are some of the ways for you to explore, to figure out what is a must-have for a partner that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. Integrity is key for me. Integrity is like a compartment for different characteristics or features. Integrity simply means what someone does when you're not watching. So that means it embodies trust. It embodies respect. It embodies emotional intelligence. It embodies communication. So you see, you can find a word to express multiple characteristics you would like to have in in a partner. You want someone who is honest and transparent. You want someone that is trustworthy. So these are some of the things you want to actually consider, because what I consider as a character flaw might not be for you. So, but when you know what you're looking for and stay true to it, it makes the difference. Lastly, during the vetting stage, you have to make sure that you are compatible with the life partner you're choosing. There are so many ways on areas for you to check your compatibility. Are you emotionally compatible, sexually compatible, financially compatible, family compatible, um, finance, emotional lifestyle, like different kinds of compatibility? Because oftentimes people just stick with someone just because, I don't know, like they, especially with women, it's so common. They want to marry potential, somebody they could possibly change. It's as if they have this god, like they are mini god somewhere, like they can see through somebody's future. So they are not looking at what you've demonstrated to them now. They're looking at what you could become. What if you never become that? How miserable would your life be? So it's very important for you to, as much as you give grace to people, it's really important for you to also consider your own mental health. A lot of people who believe that love is not enough, they actually come from the background of incompatibility because they had sex and they have this hormonal movement and things making them not to see red flag and recognize its red flag. And 10 years down the line, after they've had like two, three, four children, and they're wondering, how did I get here? No, everything was glaring. Everything was right in front of you, but you didn't see it just because you were too emotional to see things. And because you could not walk away when you saw these things because of what you heard, because of the time you've invested, because the sexual, emotional attachment is there, so it's difficult. It becomes difficult. During vetting stage, you're going to be focusing more on logic. Logic means you're collecting data, you're analyzing those data. You cannot be dealing with someone who you're not compatible with on different levels. It's a matter of time. That will be winded. And once that is cleared, you're going to be full of resentment and you're going to hate yourself. Some people have ended up taking their lives just as a result of, the emotional trauma they went through in that relationship. Some people don't even believe in relationships anymore just because they chose wrong, even though they saw they were incompatible, but something told them they have the spiritual or this power, superpower to change someone. And things didn't go their way, and now it's as if they lost hope when it comes to love. So that is why this video is created, just to give you the opportunity to do things differently. Don't force compatibility. It's natural. Once you're forcing it, you know that I should be gone. And you're not going to be with someone because you want to change them, heal them, but you're going to be with someone because you accept them completely. Because if you accept them incompletely, it's going to come back and haunt you. Whatever you see in the moment is what you should take in the moment. Don't think of what they could possibly be. It's good to give people benefit of the doubt. It's good to give people the opportunity to be great. But remember, you're not God. You're not God. Pattern don't lie. Pattern don't lie. You are going to be focusing more on how they show up for themselves in their own lives, first of all, because the way they show up is how they're going to show up with you when you eventually join your lives together. I've seen a couple who, told me a story, because I always like to know how people met. And one of the things this husband told me, apparently it's a bit different because it's common to hear, the cheating men, but I know women cheat as well. So this man was a virgin when he met his wife, but the wife, of course, had have had different kinds of relationships, but for some reason, you know, he felt she was the one. When they first got together, the wife told, you know, him different stories about her past, which was a reflection of how she was cheating on her exes because she was dissatisfied with the relationship. So the husband actually thought that, okay, maybe those men were just a bomb, some piece of crap, you know, that now that she's found what she's looking for, it's going to be great. And as a result, they proceeded to marriage. And guess what? 2 months into their marriage, she fell pregnant for her boyfriend. And she pinned it on the husband. But luckily for them, I think the child was so different to, well, somebody from the family kind of gave him the hint to do DNA, and he found out that it wasn't his child. And the wife confessed, and it happens that all of the things she said she did from the previous relationship, she did to him. So sometimes people change. I don't want this to seem like people don't change. Of course people change, but people change because they really want to change. But when people give you stories about themselves, but there's always a pattern, so there's nothing really new. But whether you paid attention or not, that's the problem. Or you just have this mindset that you're superpower, you have the power to change someone. The goal of this particular vetting stage is for you to, when people show you, best believe what they show you. Don't make excuses from what you see just because you want to be with them. You're scared to be with yourself. You just don't like yourself enough to be with yourself, so it's easier for you to be with someone because that's the only way you can feel complete and good about yourself. That is why it's very important for you to continue to work on yourself so you can like yourself enough to be patient during your single season, so that you can vet people correctly and hopefully see through people, and not because you're desperate. I really hope that this message will resonate with you and you're able to apply it in your vetting season. This channel will be creating a lot of impactful, topics that would help you to think differently and prepare for that marriage season when that marriage season comes. In your single season is for you to become what you want to become. Don't wait until you're in your marriage season, because it's hard for people to change, because it takes a lot of work to get to that level you want to get into. As always, thank you so much for taking your precious time to listen to us. We will be creating more content. I need you to grab your pen, your paper, so you can jot down notes and actually think through. You can replay this as many times as possible and try to apply them, because that's when I would be glad that I took my time as well to create this. So it's not for entertainment, it's educational. And for it to really make the change I'm hoping for it to make, it's crucial for you to apply them. Thank you so much. One more thing, if you are looking to check, how compatible you are with your partner, we have a compatibility test. It's quite robust. You can go on my website, it's www.makemeyourlovecoach.com, or you can send me an email and I'm able to send you the link. All I need is the email of you and your partner. Will send that to you, but you'll have to pay for the service. And once that is done, we're able to go through each session. For people who are married but they still want to check, because it can open up a venue for you people to talk about your marital issues. The compatibility test is not just about people who are about to get married, but for people who are in a marriage. You're able to see both the visual context to the depth of your problems, and you will begin to have conversations around them. Very important. Thank you so much, guys. Let me not waste your time. Enjoy the rest of your day.